Hey planty people, this is Shantae with Just How I Planted and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing some plant chores, so come along with me. Apparently I had so many plant chores that I had to break this video up into two, possibly three parts, at least two. So one of my plant chores is me transferring my fiddle leaf fig here into leca, so that will be on part two. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you will get notified for that video, and also comment below that you subscribed and don't forget to like this video. So let's get into these plant chores. Alrighty, so as a stay-at-home mom slash business owner, my life has just been so busy and I have let my plant chores get away from me. So I went ahead and made this long list. Look how long the list is. I didn't had to put stuff all over to the side. But anyway, so I made this list of things that I need to get done plant-wise. And so let's just do them together, or you can watch me do them, or whichever. So I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these things. Like, I want to transfer my fiddle leaf fig to leca, but I don't have all the materials, so I might have to do a separate video on that. But we're just going to see how much I can get through, because this is a lot of stuff. So alrighty, so I hope this is set up so that you can see. Here I have my mother plant of my tetrasperma, and I transferred it into leca, and I was so scared. And since I've transferred it into leca, it just keeps putting out these yellow leaves, which we all know yellow leaves means overwatering. And so I just was not sure if it was going to survive. So I just took like this insurance piece out and I propagated it, and it's been sitting in this propagation station for, I don't know, a month, maybe 6 weeks. And so the roots, it has water roots already, and it is ready to be transferred. So I have this piece and I have this piece as well. So I know that these pieces for sure are doing well in water, aka will do well in leca. And so I'm going to go ahead and pot them up with the mother plant. And let's check on the roots of this mother plant actually. So let me set that to the side. So it is empty. It has absorbed all the water, and the roots are starting to come out through the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything out and just start over, basically. All right, so when you transfer a plant to leca, it's going to shed its old roots and then make the water roots. So the water roots is all everything that's white, and so the dead roots are mixed through here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just rinse this and flush it as best as I can, just to try to get some of the shedding off, really, and then we will continue our process. Okay, so I rinsed the roots off camera. Not a lot came off, but anyway, so I'm just going to repot this, and so I'm just going to fill the bottom layer a third of the way with the leca, and then I'm going to put the mother plant back in, and then I'm going to add in my propagations here. And the plant looks so much better already. It looks more full because, like I said, it's been dropping leaves. So now it is about to be, oh no, it's about to be looking glorious once again. And you just fill the top with leca. Put it back in its pot, add my nutrient water that I have already pre-mixed with liquid dirt. That's my nutrients of choice, and I'm just going to fill that a third of the way as well, and boom, just like that, I have crossed off a plant chore. So we have repotted the propagation on this tetrasperma that I have been meaning to do for some time. While I'm here, I want to check on my other propagations and see how they are doing. So here I have what is this? Oh, it's either a pearls and jade pothos or an enjoy pothos, and I've been propagating this for like a year. I don't know, this is such a slow growing plant. At first I had it in my guest bedroom and I was neglecting it, and since I've brought it down, I am remembering to change out the water every week, and I put filtered water in it, and it has been doing much better. So I don't know, I'm scared to transfer it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in leca as well, and then I have this Synapses cutting that is not doing much of anything, so it's definitely going back in water. Oh, and then I have a second piece that I didn't realize I had, so I will pot both of those up. This was my first time propagating a peperomia Jenny. Oh, and then I have a pothos like mixed in here. So I have a pothos here, and the roots are looking nice, and then a peperomia Jenny, and it looks like a lot of roots, but they're kind of shallow. I don't really know what the roots on this is supposed to look like, so I don't know if I should pot this up or not, but we'll set that over there. And then over here I have another Synapses. This is the Exotica, I think. And its roots, I don't think this is ready, so I'm just going to change the water and put that back. And yeah, so I have been following Get Planty With It, who is another YouTuber. She's up and coming, so make sure you go and follow her channel. But she did her plant tour, and I just liked how a lot of her plants were in these simple, plain mason jars. And like, it's free, you know, after you finish your jelly or your pasta sauce or whatever, you can just reuse, reduce, and recycle. And so free, that's a win for me. And then I like how simple it is. It doesn't have a design or anything, but I also like that you can see the water level, so I don't have to guess whether or not my leca plants need water. Like this one I did. This first one, I would have to lift it up and then check the water levels to know. But with the mason jar, you can just look. So I'll show you an example of some of my other plants. So here on my windowsill, I have 3 other plants in leca in the mason jar, and you can just easily look and see what the water level is, and then just determine whether or not you need to put more water. So that is awesome for me, takes the guesswork out, and it's just a simple and clean look. Okay, back to the task at hand. All I'm doing is potting up these, can somebody let me know what this is in the comments? Enjoy, Manjula, some pothos. I'm going to pot it up, so I have the roots sitting in there like so, and I'm just going to fill the rest of it with leca. I have like cups of leca all throughout the house, like of some plants that did not make it in leca, and so the plant died, but I still have like the pot of leca sitting around, so I need to go and gather the leca and clean it off so I can reuse it, which is one thing I like about leca. Unlike soil, which you have to throw away, leca, you can just re-clean it and reuse it. All right, so I'm just putting the water 1/3 of the way of the container. And another task, well, at least that task, I don't know. I don't know that I want to, this one I can add. I have pothos and leca, so I can put that with something. But I don't know that I want to pot this up yet. I don't know. I think I'm just going to refill the vial and pop it back. Okay, so I usually just give it filtered water out of my refrigerator. And then this one is definitely not ready. The satin pothos, so I'm gonna put that one back in there, and has fresh water now. And this one is definitely not ready. It up. One of the next things I wanted to do is refill my watering spikes situation, whatever I want to call it, whatever you want to call it. I just started using these terracotta spikes because I have some plants that I forget to water, or some plants that like to remain moist, and so this way it's able to self-water. Put these spikes on top of each bottle and then insert each spike in the plant, which I got it from. So like, for example, this Alocasia Regal Shields, it likes to stay moist, and so once I water it, I just go ahead and put the spike in there and then it can self-water. Now my Bird of Paradise also likes to remain moist. I forgot to take this spike out, but this bottle is definitely empty, and if you look inside of this spike, there is no more moisture, no more moisture in there, so I definitely need to replace the spike in here as well. Okay, another thing on my task list is to repot this Hartley philodendron. And so this was a propagation, and I always forget to water it. See how dry it is. And so I'm like, why do I need several of the same plant? Let me just pot it up. So I'm going to rinse the roots off, and I'm just going to add it into this bigger Hartley philodendron, and that way I have one less plant to worry about, and it can get the proper watering that it needs. All right, so I have rinsed its little roots off, and now I'm just going to take out some of this leca so that I can pop this plant up. And then look at the roots. I probably need to just repot this whole thing. I'm not gonna do it today though. My chore list is already too long. All right, so I'm gonna take some of that out. Okay. And just add that in there. And this plant is getting really leggy anyway. I probably need to cut it back and propagate it and put it back in just to make it fuller. But I have this set up on my bookshelf, and I want it to like trail up and down the whole bookshelf. So the fact that it's long, I do like it. And I really don't even notice that it's not very full while it's on the bookshelf. So I don't know what I'll do with it. Alrighty, so it's good on nutrient water, so I'm just gonna put it back where I got it. Okay, let's see how well I can film this with one hand. Okay, so it sits here in my plant room / office on this shelf right here, and you see how long and leggy it is. And I usually have a piece of it. Well, when I first started trailing it, it was like a tiny piece that could only literally like sit here. And now the whole thing is like, I don't know, it's crazy. Maybe I don't need to loop it. Maybe I'll just pull it. Maybe I'll just pull a little corner piece like that and then have it loop around like so. All right, so, and then I just have it hanging. But yeah, it's not very full, but I do like the look of it. What do you guys think? Should I cut it back and make it fuller, or just continue to let it grow down? Maybe wind it back up. I don't know. I'll just let it do its thing. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What should I do? Should I make the pot fuller up top, or just let it continue to trail down to the floor and then cut it back? The next thing I want to do is go through my plants and do some pruning with my handy dandy pruning shears that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I have some yellowing leaves here, and these leaves look like from overwatering. So I am going to cut back watering this philodendron giganteum, and I'm just going to come all the way down at the base, try not to cut these aerial roots, and just snip that like so. And then usually after I have like an open cut like that, I will sprinkle cinnamon on it just so it doesn't get an infection. Just like with us, you don't want to have an open cut. Okay, I'm back with my cinnamon, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on the cut stems, and that's it for that. And I'm going to prune any other yellow leaves I see. Sometimes you don't even need your shears, they are just ready to come off. This plant, it was wilting, and then I watered it, and all of a sudden it's like too much water. I need to check, let's check it out. Maybe it's too much water sitting down here. So let's bring it back to my kitchen table and let's take a gander. Oh, okay, I'm glad I brought this down because look, it's like mold. Okay, so what I can do is I can change the soil, or I can take this opportunity to transfer it to leca. And I'm trying to put most of my plants in leca because soil, I don't know, fungus gnats, and then I'm always knocking a plant over, and then there's always soil everywhere, and I'm sick of it. Okay, so I think maybe I'll just transfer this to leca. So I really don't know if you're tired of watching me transfer stuff to leca because I do it all the time, but it's a fairly quick process. So first, all I'm doing is removing the soil, and I just go through and rub it with my fingers, and I'm going to take it outside to the hose just because the water pressure will get the soil off much easier. What I'm gonna do is I have it on the shower setting, not too hard, firm, I don't know, but it's just enough to get the soil off, and you can see the little pieces of soil floating away. So I'm just gonna turn it over and get as much soil off as I can. And now I'm just going to do the same process as I did before with transferring my other plants to leca. All my roots are rinsed, and I'll just set that in there like so. All right, I'm about to get distracted for a moment. I went on a search to find more leca around the house, and I remembered that I have this watermelon peperomia, which is struggling. But it also has calcium or mineral buildup on the leca from just minerals that's in the water like fluoride. And so I tried putting hydrogen peroxide on it, and it's still moldy. It's moldy in here. So I'm going to re-boil this leca along with some old leca I found, and I'm just going to re-clean that. So that's one of the other things on my to-do list. Alrighty, I'm back with my cleaned leca, and I'm just going to continue to fill the plant. And boom. All we gotta do is add our nutrient water. More. And it is good to go. Okay, so far I have pruned the yellow leaves. I have cleaned the leca. I have refilled the stakes. Why I didn't go in order, I don't know. That's just not how my brain works. Oh yes, okay, I have planted the propagations. I repotted the heartleaf philodendron. Let's water the plants. only likes distilled water, and I just gave it tap water. Oh, wish me luck. Doing plant chores can easily take me like 3 hours if I let it get away from me. How many plants do you have, and how long does it take you to do everything that you need to do? Generally, like cleaning the leaves, watering the plants, checking for pests, all of that. So here we are in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and I always forget to check on these plants because this is in my guest bedroom. So I am noticing that Freddie here has put out two new beautiful leaves, and alocasias are spider mite magnets, so I do have to make sure that I remember to come in here and check for spider mites, which I am not seeing any right now. So basically I do need to pull these out and spray them down with neem oil. I'm gonna have to do that a little later. Here I have this raindrop peperomia propagation that is doing well. I have it with these little self-watering ropes, and I usually just keep this filled with water, which helps aid in the humidity levels in this cabinet, and then the plant can just self-water as it wants. I need to cut these yellowing leaves off, and down here I have some ferns in here. Look, see, random cuts of leca I need to gather, like all my leca I need to gather. And I need to come in here and vacuum and clean my little cabinet out. I definitely need to do that too. But yes, I have these little ferns in here that I have them both in leca because I'm not good with watering plants that need high levels of water, so I have them in here. And there's so many of my plants that are outside for the summer, and I need to find some other stuff to put in here. All right, here we are outside on my front porch, and I have like a gazillion plants out here. I also have plants on my back patio I need to water, and I also have plants hanging in the tree. So this is south facing, so these plants need to be watered like all the time. Because the sun is beaming down on them. Amazingly, this begonia is doing well out here. I try to have it kind of back, like in the shade a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go through and see what needs watering. This is also on my to-do list. So you see how this cactus is like going crazy. Like, I bought this off Facebook Marketplace, and I think I paid $10, and it came with this piece, and then one piece down there, and then like another piece. Where is it? It's somewhere. It's the other piece is somewhere. But I got all 3 pieces for $10, and that was just last summer, and propagated it, and it's growing like crazy. But the only thing is getting so top heavy that it's starting to lean. So I need to like secure this piece onto this stake or something. Right now I just have it leaning up against this pole. So it's definitely on my to-do list. I don't want to cut it down. I don't know. But this piece is very stable. So I don't know. I just need to secure that one. And then I have the other one that I showed you. I do want to propagate this in my bedroom. So enough talking. Let me just go through and water all of these plants. And then I have some stuff in leca that I need to check on. Yep, that's dry. That's Dracaena and dry. Yep, all of this stuff is dry and needs water. So let's get to it. So you guys, check out this pineapple plant that I propagated last year. I bought a pineapple and twisted the top off and just grew it all the way out, and it is doing awesome. I heard it could take up to 2 years to produce a fruit, which I'm not worried about that. The beginning of my plant journey, I was like, I want more plants, but I don't have any money to spend. So I just made a free plant, and yes, it's doing awesome out here outside. It's doing well. I'm also going to take this time to spray a neem oil castile soap solution Maybe not on my cacti. Should I? I don't know. I never have been clear about that. Do you guys put neem oil on your cactuses? I usually just put it on my plants with the foliage, leaves, which have you, because those are the ones that usually have like the spider mite issues. Not to say that your cacti can't get those, but oh, especially this alocasia up here. I usually just I don't pay attention to the cactuses in that way of preventing pests. What do you guys do with your cactuses? Do you spray them? Let me know in the comments. I came out here and watered my Phytonia the other day. It was looking so sad. Of course, Phytonias will have you thinking that they are dead. And so I'm glad to see that it has perked back up, but I do see my little spider plant is up here looking very sad. So I'm going to be sure to water him or her. I don't know what it is, but yes, I'm going to check all of these plants. I usually let the rain take care of them, but it's been super hot here in the DMV and it hasn't been raining too much. So I'm going to go ahead and water them while I'm out here. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for today. As you see, I didn't even get through everything and it was still a pretty lengthy video. So once again, make sure that you are subscribed and stay tuned for part 2 of these planty chores, where I will be transferring this fiddle leaf fig into leca. It is enormous. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of how it turned out. So if you want to see the full process of me actually, I combined 3 plants into one basket, and then I also transferred it into leca. Once again, my name is Shantae with Just How I Planted, and thank you so much for coming along on these planty chores with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy planting.